Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel where I save money. So I just wanted to talk about 5 things I'm not giving up, those essential luxury items that I'm not going to give up. But you know, I know my budget is very small, and I will try and reduce elsewhere, but these are things I'm not going to give up, you know. So these are duck eggs, and these are delicious. And I've tried so many eggs, and these are the best eggs on the market. These are duck eggs. They're very large. They're very filling as well. A box cost me $3.99, whereas just the normal eggs would cost me £1.99, £1.99 for six, a dozen. I mean half a dozen. But this is only a dozen here, I mean half a dozen, sorry, of duck eggs, and that's £3.99. So I won't be giving up those anytime. So I've just found them. I really just found them, so I'm very happy. I'm going to be sticking to those. Um, and the other thing I'm not going to be giving up is honey. Honey that is our local honey, not the supermarket honey, but our local honey. I won't be giving up that. A bottle is about £6 everywhere you go. It's about £6, £6.50. Sometimes you can get it at £5, but £6 seems to be, the standard to buy that honey. But that honey is delicious. It really does enhance the flavor of the food that you eat. It's delicious in itself. It's not too sweet, and it's locally, grown. So it's locally produced. I mean, um, I think it might just be extracted. I don't know how the honey is. I know the bees produce it, but we like probably extract it. So and that's a local product, and I'm happy to buy that. And the other thing I won't be giving up on is, let me just have a look, holidays. Now, holidays are really important because you need time to relax. You need to balance your life, and a holiday is a perfect way. Even if you don't go abroad, just stay in the country, having those few days away, just resets your mind, resets your body, and that's an essential item I'm not going to be giving up. In fact, I'm going to go on 2 holidays in 2025, minimum of 2 holidays. One will be a cruise, which I'm saving up for right now. And one is I'll probably go to Spain or Venice, not Venice, sorry. Yeah, Venice. Venice. I'll be going to Venice. And so that's something I've planned to do. So I'll be saving up for those holidays. And the other thing I'm not going to be giving up on is gym memberships. I know many people who are touting, who are frugal, probably say just walk outside. Just go for a walk, vigorous, brisk walk outside, and you will feel exercised. But for me, I like to attend the classes, and I like to do some weight training, because that's essential for the bones, to strengthen the bones, as because you need to think about later on, moving forward. You need to have strong bones, strong muscles. So weight training is essential, and the only way I can motivate myself and is by going to the classes. By going to classes, I know that um, I will be doing it in the right way. They show you how to do it in the right way, so you don't sustain injury. You may not feel the injury now, you may feel it in months or years to come. And then, you know so the best way is to do it in a class where you've got a instructor who will show you how to lift the weights correctly. And and if they're too heavy, they will tell you it's too heavy, and they will advise you on the best way forward. So I'm not going to give up my gym membership. I know it's about £25 a month, but I do use it every single week. You know, there's not one day that I've missed other than when I've been away. You know, I always attend the classes. Um, so that is really an investment into my future health, because, you know, having good bone health, having good, you know, good tone in the muscles will carry you forward. I'm never going to get that through walking, because I just don't walk enough. I do walk about maybe half an hour each day, but it's just not enough. So I do need the extra class in the evening to keep up my strength, to keep my bone health. And it's very, very important to me, because when you think about retirement, going into that next season of life, is just not about money. It's about it's about building your health at this stage, so that you can, you know, it will help you later on in life. And the other thing is, I think that's all. That's 5 things that I won't be giving up at all. Um, so I will stick to, my plan is just to stick to um, seasoned, season, seasonally grown fruits and vegetables. I mean, I don't eat much fruit. I have to have a banana though. I know that's not in season, but I'm going to stick to that, so I can achieve that through going to farm shops. Now, the best thing you can do is eat whole foods. This is the only way you're going to save money in your budget. You know, this is the only way, because I have noticed it. This is my personal testimony. I talk from experience that I tweaked my diet. You know, it wasn't bad before, but it's much better now. I've tweaked it. So I don't have any cravings, you know, in the afternoon. I don't feel hungry. So I will eat my last meal at about maybe 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I'm not hungry until about maybe 10, 11 o'clock the following day. And I've tweaked it so that, you know, the food I eat is wholesome. It's a whole foods diet, and I have plenty of fiber, and I have plenty of protein that keeps me, you know, satiated. And so I don't need to snack. So I don't buy those snacky foods anymore. And I have been able to save money. And eating this way, I have been able to save a lot of money, because I don't eat meat. So if you eat meat, you probably need to buy some. But, you know, if I was eating meat, I'd probably reduce it to about 2 or 3 times. Um, but you know, every diet is different. But this is the diet I follow. Well, this is the eating plan I follow. I just eat vegetables. I eat I eat dairy, but the dairy is good because I can buy a bottle of milk and make my own yogurt, and it's very, very simple to do. It takes me very little time to do, and I can make my own cheese as well, cottage cheese from milk. So I have been able to reduce my budget in that way. And then I can buy organic grass-fed milk to make my yogurt. So I know the yogurt is produced from the milk, you know, I purchase, which is a grass-fed. So that's an advantage when you're, you know, preparing things, when you're consciously, you know, involved in eating and cooking. You know, when you're conscious about what you're consuming, because you don't want your health to decline when you're relying on it, because you're no longer working, so you're relying on your health. And that's when you need your health. So if you start, I thought if I start now maximizing, by this time next year, I would have, you know, I would have fine-tuned it. So if it's taking me if something's taking me quite a long time to prepare, and cottage cheese is not always easy to master, but if I start to do it now, I will fine tune and fine tune it until you know, and then this time next year I'll have the perfect cottage cheese every time. um, so you know, if you start now, you can build up the skills, and it won't take so long in the in 1 year's time. But if you start cooking from scratch now, your first few, maybe your first few meals, they won't be perfect. I mean, they might be edible. They will be edible because you got all the spices in, but they won't be perfect, and it will take time to, you know, to build that skill, to be able to create a very good meal for the family or for yourself. So start now, and then in 1 year hence, you know, you will have that skill, and you will be able to make good meals. Um, that's all I want to say. You can actually reduce your food, but you can actually reduce your food cost, your grocery cost, by just cooking from scratch. I know everybody says that, but it's true. Cooking from scratch is the best way for your budget. And I go into Sainsbury's and I'm amazed. You know, I went into Sainsbury's today. I couldn't find anything. I mean, I wasn't looking for anything anyway, but you know, you go down the aisles and most of the food there is ultra processed. It's all ultra processed. You've got you've got the fruit and veg aisle, which is fine, and then you've got dairy, but the yogurt there is just added sugar everywhere. So if you don't eat, if you stop eating, well, if you reduce your ultra processed foods, you can reduce your growth, because that's what all there is in the same in Sainsbury's. Not all there is, but most of it is, say, ultra processed. So you can by default, you know, reduce your grocery bill. I was just, and you know, they're not putting the items there because it's fun. Really, they're not. They're doing it because there's a demand. You know, there's a demand for these items. You know, they're not going to waste, the supermarket will not waste an inch if there's no demand for that product. So there's a demand for these ultra processed foods. That's why they've got them. They wouldn't, half of the aisles would be empty if we didn't demand them. So that's the power, you know, these companies hold over us. They market things like this is high in protein, but look at the rest of the ingredients. There's sugar there, there's oil there. You know, there's a plethora of ingredients but they only take one item out, the protein, and they market to us as saying that this is very good for us. But I'm not taking it anymore, and these foods are not filling me up, and I'm spending too much. I'm spending more and more because I'm not satiated. But now I'm satiated. I can just walk through Sainsbury's and do buy what I need, and I don't need to buy anything else because I'm full up. I'm full. My diet is keeping me full, and you know, try and have that mindset. If you want to reduce your grocery bill, and you want to start thinking about your health. So thank you for this video went over because it was just, there's just so much out there that we can do without, if we just change our mindset, change the way we're eating, and we can do that. Thank you.